Hello worms, my usual subscribers, and hello newbies. If you happen to click on this accidentally, my condolences. I'm actually I'm just posting this because I'm actually really sad about something, and sorry, the cat's nearly knocked my wine over. It's 8 o'clock at night. I'm sitting outside. The neighbourhood kids are playing. It's a nice neighbourhood. I think that's probably what is really worrying me the most, because this is England and stuff like this doesn't happen. Up until, say, Friday, certainly the weekend, I was watching YouTube videos making fun of incels, and it was all quite light-hearted and everything. And I know that in the States there's been violence with these kind of people, and I'm afraid to say this, but I think most people in Britain just thought, oh, this is just crazy Americans being, trigger happy and crazy and whatever. The last thing we ever expected here in England was that this was going to wash up on our shores. And honestly, it's shocking. I never want to watch another incel video ever again, because it's just not funny anymore. If it can come to England, where we don't really tend to do extremism, we tut and stuff like that. If it can come over here and it can cause a bloke to go out with a pump action shotgun and take out 5 innocent people, it's just so hard for me to get my head around. And the worst thing is, it's not the worst thing. Me personally is quite bad, but my family come from Plymouth, and for all of its kind of can be a bit of a rough place in the the council houses, you'd never expect anything like that to happen. And we don't have much gun crime here in the UK, and when we do, it tends to be confined to gang violence, drugs, crime, that kind of thing, that's kind of the underbelly of society. We don't expect some guy just to go out and take people out who aren't connected with drugs or crime or gangs or anything like that. We just don't expect it, and I think that's probably what the most shocking thing is for me, and probably a lot of people in England, is that this culture has come over here, and now it's kind of it's causing tragedy here. And I don't want to see people joking about incels anymore, because it would be like joking about 9/11 or rape or anything disgusting and violent like that. These people are really, really unwell and violent and dangerous. They're extremists. They're terrorists. They want to take society down. They've posted it time and again that they want to that they want to take society down. If that's not a sign of terrorism, I don't know what is. But what do I know? I'm only 50. I'm a boomer. I could be losing too much into all of this, but I just think it's time now just to take this shit seriously, and I really hope that MPs and law enforcement and the higher ups are going to take notice of the things that are happening on the internet and not just laugh them off. It's so easy to laugh them off. I was laughing them off until last week. I was watching incel videos and saying, oh, these people are pathetic, these people are... But no, they're not pathetic. They're dangerous. You know, they really are dangerous. And I'm afraid that with the isolation that's happened over the last year or so, they're going to be even more radicalised. And I think they're probably more radicalised than ISIS or Al Qaeda or anything like that. They're going to just go and they're just going to say women are disgusting and everyone else apart from me is disgusting, and I'm just going to take people out because humanity deserves to be culled. And it really is absolutely, it's terrifying. It really is terrifying. I don't think we can be complacent now. If it can happen in England, where we're actually, relatively, I'd like to say relatively sane, but we just, like I said, we don't have gun culture and extremism in this country. We're like, we have arguments about Brexit and stuff like that, but we just don't have that sort of thing here. And for it to come over here shows how dangerous it is. And we don't want it. And I really think that people in power should be taking this seriously. And I know that it sounds like violating people's human rights, personal rights, whatever, it's freedom of speech. But I think if you're going to give somebody a gun license, you should really be thinking about what hands you're putting a potentially lethal weapon into. It's just not worth the risk. I really hope that gun culture doesn't become as prevalent here as it is in the States. I think that's what the scariest thing is that it isn't. And we've got gun control. We've got really strict gun control. So if it can happen here, it can happen anywhere. And the scariest thing is, it was just down the road from where my relatives live. And I'm not saying that if it had happened anywhere else in the country, anywhere else in the world, it would have been less, but crikey, And I've seen pictures of the area on the internet. It doesn't even look like a bad neighbourhood, It's just like an ordinary street. If it can happen on an ordinary street in a British town, it could happen anywhere. And that's the most frightening thing to me. That people have just got so consumed by this subculture that it seems perfectly rational to take a pump action shotgun, go outside and shoot women, children and innocent people willy-nilly. 5 lives that didn't need to be taken at all. But for this stupid subculture that has come out and is poisoning the minds of men, we really need to reach out to these people and tell them that they're not isolated. And I don't know what to do about them, really. I mean, I've got friends that... I have a friend who was overweight and depressed and complaining he can get a girlfriend, and he got a girlfriend. But I was just trying to say, look, this isn't the be all and end all of your life, and the more that you make yourself miserable and unapproachable, the worse it's going to get. And I feel bad for these people, but I also feel really scared of them. I don't want it to come to our country. Look, where this started in America, you can keep it, okay? We don't want it over here. Can we please deal with this thing before it gets worse? I don't know how it can get worse. I really don't know how it can get any worse than this. Coming over to a peaceful country like this and making one guy just completely lose it. And this is the worst gun crime we've had in over a decade, I think. It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And And my heart goes out to all my brethren in Plymouth. I love you guys out there. Devon is one of the best places in the world, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you've had to deal with this. Honestly, I just can't. I just can't, you know. It's just so sad and pointless. Just for a stupid subculture on the internet. It is so pointless. I don't know what needs to be done about this. It's just really upsetting. It really is. It's too close to home. I'm really scared of, you know, this shit has washed up on our shores. You know, forget refugees, forget anything else. These poisonous subcultures that have come over here, misogynistic and hateful and psycho, really. I just can't. We really need to be taking this shit seriously now, guys, because please write to your MP, write to your police commissioner if you live in the UK, or even if you don't live in, write to anyone in power and say, please, 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 look at this, take it seriously. Do not be giving gun licenses back to people unless you know exactly what they're doing. It sounds like it's going to be a police state, but I'd rather a police state than a scared state. I'd rather a police state looking at people's backgrounds on social media and everything else. I'd rather do that than risk 5 innocent people being just taken out because somebody has got so wound up that they just can't control themselves anymore. We need to be taking this shit seriously, and I'm not going to laugh at incels anymore. And if you see anything laughing at incels on the internet, just bear in mind that 5 innocent people have been taken out in probably the most peaceful country in the world because of incel subculture. You know, this isn't America. We're not all gun-toting crazies. This is England. England, right? We are not like that. If it can come here, it can come anywhere. So please, please write to people in power and say this is a dangerous subculture. You know, we've seen it in America, we've seen it in Canada, and now we see it in England. You know? Where else is it going to go? It just like, you cannot underestimate the power of these misogynistic, hate-filled communities on the internet. It's not funny. It's not a joke. We need to start taking this seriously now. We need to start looking at this and saying, these people are not a joke. These people are absolutely, I was going to say barking mad. I don't want to sound ableist and like sanist or whatever. It's turning people and taking people and turning them into mass murderers. Like, what can we do? This is terrorism. This is actual terrorism. Taking people and putting them in a mindset so that they can go out and kill people is terrorism. Sorry, but that's just the way it is, and we need to take it seriously, okay? So every time you see something on the internet, something on YouTube, something, you know, oh, sorry, my collar's really bad. I'm going to put my warm shirt on because it's getting cold out. But I wanted to record this outside because, you know, it's a nice evening. Plymouth, for God's sake. Devon. Yeah, Devon, Plymouth sent you the Pilgrim Fathers, and you know, They sent the Pilgrim Fathers to the USA, and the USA has sent back this. Thanks very much. Thank you very much. Talk about cultural exchange. I'm really trying to find an online book of remembrance, because I want to write something down, because these people didn't deserve it, and I just want to say how sorry I am. I'm sitting in a lovely English house, you know? With a really oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I look really dishevelled. I'm really sorry about that. But I mean, look at this. This could happen here. Somebody could just open their laptop and read something gross and disgusting, and come out with a gun and just point it at me, or you, the babies next door, toddlers, children in the street, pensioners, somebody walking their dog, somebody in the park, anybody. It's happening here in England now. How many more times has incel community culture got to ravage communities? How is this allowed to happen? Because people just look at the internet and think it's silly and just don't. I'm sorry. There are judges and people in charge of things. I'm 50 and I know to take this seriously. Right? I'm not spring chicken. I'm not an internet expert. Right? There is no excuse for anyone over the age of 40 in public power not to take this seriously. Okay, just if somebody sends you an email saying this guy is posting all of this shit and he's applying for a gun license, don't just laugh and say, yeah, somebody's just like, yeah, having a laugh, aren't you? No, you're not just having a laugh. No, people are not just having a laugh. It's serious. We know this now. It's a pattern of extremist behaviour, infiltrating communities, affecting minds. It's actually really, really serious. And that's my cat, and I've got to go and feed him now, guys. So please report your local incel. I know this sounds really like I'm being paranoid, but it could be your neighbourhood next time. So please pay attention, okay? Don't laugh it off. It's not funny anymore. This joke is not funny anymore. It's serious. Hopefully I'll post something a little bit more cheerful next time, but I need to get this off my chest because it's so local to me, and I just can't believe it's just happened in somewhere that I know so well. And oh, my heart breaks for these families. If I come across a book of condolences or something, for you guys to sign it if you feel like it, I'll post it below. In the meantime, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and please don't fall into anything toxic like that. Talk to people. Real people are not evil. We're not the bad people. Women are not the bad people you think they are. You just need to go out and talk to somebody, anybody. Please, if you feel like doing something violent, please talk to someone. Begging you. It'll be good for you, and it'll be good for society as a whole. Just take care of yourselves. I love you all.